Hey guys, let's talk about what I read in 2024. And I read 68 books, and I track my books in Goodread and Goodnote. And I like the Goodnote because this is just for me, and I like how I can keep tracking my books like this. So let's go over it. The first book I like to talk about is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This is my first book of Frida McFadden, and this is psychological thriller. Since I read this book, I'm so obsessed with Frida McFadden. I was like, I have to read everything this author writes, and I read quite few of her books already. So this is 5-star read for me. Housemaid Secret, which is the second book for the Housemaid series, and I read this book was so good, but it's not as good as the first one for me, so I rate this book 4-star. And the third book is The Housemaid is Watching. This book is so good. This is the third book of the series, and I rate this book 5-star. So this is a series of 3 books plus a novella, which is The Housemaid is Watching, and I don't rate it like because it's novella. So altogether, I would say this series is 5-star read for me. So if you don't heard about the Housemaid series, go grab it. It was so good for me. It was so entertaining, and I don't see the plot twist was so crazy, especially the first one. I never forgot. So go grab it. You're not gonna regret it. And next, since I said I'm gonna read everything this author writes, so I start reading her books throughout the year. So Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This is another so popular book. Is this twist, I don't know how to explain it. Oh my god, it was like my jaw was all over the floor. So this book is so good too, and this is her popular book, and I love every single thing about it. So I give this book 5-star too. And this one you have to watch your trigger warning because this book not for everyone. So for me it was so good. I give this book 4.5-star. Then I read The Boyfriend, and I love this book. I mean, this book was so good too, and I give this book 4-star. Locked Door, and I give this book 4-star, but it's been so long since I read it, so I don't remember anything, but I give this book 4-star. I read One by One, and I give this book 4-star, and I don't see too many people talking about this book, but this book was crazy too, and the reason even I give it 4-star because it was so short. Other than that, the story, the plot twist, and everything, it was shocking. Like, I like this book, and I don't see nobody talking about it. Then I read The Coworker, and I give this book 3-star, and this is my least favorite of Frida McFadden book. And then McFadden books are all in Kindle Unlimited. You don't have to have the physical copy if you have KU. So I read a couple of them in Kindle Unlimited, which is one of them is The Perfect Sun by Frida McFadden. That book was so good. The twist is so shocking, and I give that book 5-star. Wife Upstairs, which is so good, I give that book 4.5-star. Worthy by Frida McFadden, and I feel like not too many people talking about this book, and this book is like so under hype. For me, this book was so good, and I give it 5-star. By Colleen Hoover, and this book is so freaking crazy too, and this is so similar with the Wife Upstairs by Frida McFadden, and it was similar but not the same. So this has more romance than the other one. So let me know if you are manuscript or the later. So this book was so freaking crazy. I give this book 5-star. Sometimes I Lie by Alice Finney, and this book is so good too. I give this book 5-star, and this is another thriller book, and I love every single thing about it. The Couple Next Door is another thriller, and this book was okay. I give this book 3.5, but it's not like so crazy. The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine is 5-star read for me. This is so similar to The Housemaid, which I love so much, and this is so similar, and I don't know, they both have their different, but I love this book too. I give this book 5-star, and this is a series of 2 books. I don't know if the third one is coming, but this is The Next Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine, And this book for me is 5-star read for me. As a whole series, I will say this book is 5-star read for me. Home is Where the Body Are by Jennifer Rose. I give this book 3.5 star, but I love the cover. The cover is so cute in this book. The Only One Left by Riley Sager. And this book is so good, so many plot twists in this book. I rate this book 4.5 because of the ending. I don't like the way it ended up. Other than that, this book was so good, it kept me in my edge the whole time. None of This Is True by Lisa Joel, and this is 5-star read for me. This is another thriller book. Oh my gosh, this book kept me in my edge the whole time, and it's worth to read. Like, it was so good. So this is 5-star read for me. As you can tell, I read quite few of thriller, and I guess that's my go-to genre, but I read pretty much everything. So let's go over what I read in dark romance era. And the first book I read in dark romance is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. When I say this book is so dark to me, because it was my first book of dark romance, I was like, oh my gosh. So you have to watch your trigger warning, but this book was so good, and I give this book 4 stars. After reading Still Beating, I thought that was the darkest romance I read in my lifetime until I came across to Hunting Adeline. And if you don't heard about this book yet, oh my gosh, this book is so dark, yo. This book is not for everybody. I swear to God, this book is so dark, and it took me forever to finish. So the first book is, to me, it was so dark, but then I came across to the second one, it was so darker, but I don't know how come I end up liking it, and I give the first one 4 star, and it's so spicy too, and I give the second one 4.5 stars. So as a series, the two of them, I will say I give them 4 stars. So this one is so dark, so watch your trigger warning if you want to read this. Magnolia Park by Jessa Hedson, and this is another romance book, and this is a series of 5 books from Magnolia Park Universe series, and this is the first one, and I give this book 4 star. Specifically, I ordered this book from UK because I like the UK cover more than the US cover. So if you like fashion and London high society and gothic romance, this book is for you, and I give this book 4 star. I read Funny Story by Emily Henry, and this is my first book of Emily Henry, and this book was 4 star read for me. It was so funny actually, and I like everything about it. Yellowface by Araf Kwan, and I give this book 4 star, and this book was so good, like really good. Untitled for Now by Desiree Moore. This is based on true story, but this is so heartbreaking story, and the ending is happy, but I give this book 5 star. Actually, I don't like to rate like memoir, real story and stuff like that, because I don't know, I don't see myself rating like, you know, somebody a real life story. So this is based on real story, but really heartbreaking, but the ending is happy ending, so I give this book 5 star. Song of Achille by Madeline Miller, and I have unpopular opinion about this book. I guess this book is not for me, even though I try my best. You know, I like the quote and stuff in this book, but I don't know. This is unpopular opinion because everybody loves this book. So for me, it is okay. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I feel like this is not for me, so I give this book 3 star. Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zoner, and this is again another memoir, and it is so sad and heartbreaking, so I highly recommend this book, and I give this book 5 star. We Are Display by Malala Yousafzai. I don't know how you pronounce her last name, but this book is again, it's memoir, and I give this book 4 star. My Dark Vanessa by Katie Elizabeth. Again, this book is so dark. This is dark academy book, and I give this book 4 star, but watch your trigger warning. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. When I say this book is so good, it is so good. This is dystopian, and I even got the graphic novel because I'm so obsessed with this book, and the show is in Hulu. You should watch the show. The show is good, but the book is even better. Like, this is like a book that you can read multiple times, and that's why I got the graphic novel, and I read both of them, and I still love it. And I don't know, I don't stop talking about this book forever. And this is a dystopian book. I love every single thing about it, and I give it 5 stars. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and this book is science fiction, and I like this book. I give this book 4 stars, but the show is even better for me. But this is unpopular opinion. Most of the time the book is better, but for me the show is way better than the book. It is in Apple TV, so I love every single thing about it, so I give this book 4 stars. Or Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman, and this book is so unique and so funny and so sad at the same time. I give this book 4 stars, and it was so good. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmer, and I read this book. This is, for me, it's so overhyped. I'm sorry, but I give this book 3 stars. It's okay, but it's not like I don't got the hype about this book, so this is 3-star read for me. Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmer, and I like this book more than the first book, and I give this book 4 stars, but I skipped the second book because the setting is in the summer, so I read the 2 of them. This is the first and the third book, and I skipped the second one, so I like this more than the first one. Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I don't know if I pronounce the name right, but this book is so good, and this is my favorite romance of 2024. I give this book 5 stars. I feel like everybody should read this book. Comfort and Joy by Christine Hanna. This book is so good for me. I don't know what everybody talking about it. Like, this is so short, and it's Christmas book, and it give me everything I need from Christmas and more. So this book is 4-star read for me. 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. This book is 5-star read for me. It is spicy, but it is so cute Christmas book, and I love every single thing about it. Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, and this book is romance, and I give this book 4 stars. Heartstopper by Alice Osman, and this is a graphic novel, and it is about Charlie and Nick, and in this book it's represent LGBTQ, and it was so good. Like, I really like it, and I give each book 4 stars, and as a whole series I give it 4 stars too, and it was so good. And if you want to watch the show, it's in Netflix. You can watch the show, but this book is so good, so I love every single thing about it. I love the relationship between Charlie and Nick, and I don't know, I really like this book, so this is 4-star read for me. And she have some novella to it. I don't read those yet, but this one is so good. Square by Sarah Alfaga and Nadia Shames. This is another graphic novels, and this is so good too, and the illustration in this book is so good. This is another graphic novels, and I give this book 4-star. Pumpkinhead by Rainbow Roll, and this book is so cute and so short. I read this book in Halloween time, and it was about the pumpkin patch and stuff like that. It is romance, and I give this book 4 out of 5. Thousand Boy Kisses is a YA romance. I give the book 4-star, but I read this book in the beginning of 2024, so I don't feel like continuing the second book, so I don't read the second book. And the other book I read is The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. When I say this trailer, this psychological trailer is like, oh my gosh, it was so good. The plot twist, the whole thing in this story is so good. So if you read The Perfect Child, you should read A Welcome Reunion, which is a novella to it. And I give this book 5-star read. Oh my god, it was so good, and it is in KU. And then I read A Stranger in the House by John Marr. This is another trailer. This book is so good. Like, I give this book 4-star. Layla by Colleen Hoover, and I don't like that book at all. Like, I give that book 2 stars. Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, and this is another romance, and I give this book 3.5 star. When I was doing the Frida McFadden books, I forgot to mention The Widow's Husband Secret Lie, which is in KU, and I give that book 3 star. It was okay, but it's not my favorite book of her, and it is her newest book too. 25 Days by Per Jacobson, and this is a Christmas book, and we supposed to read like a chapter for 25 days, and the idea and the story and everything was so good, and it's like it's so hard to put it down. Sometimes the chapter will be so short and you want to keep continue, but you have to like, oh my god, I have to do it like chapter a day. So it was so good and challenging for me, and it's something new for me, and I never read nothing from Per Jacobson before, so it was good. I give that book 4 star. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCarthy, and if you have access, listen to the audiobook, because she is the one, she narrated the audiobook, and it was so good the way her voice is telling us her own story. This is a memoir, and this book was so good, and I give this book 5 star. This was my read for 2024, and if you guys like any kind of book related content, please subscribe to my channel. I'm new to booktube, and please support me, and I will support you back. And thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy reading.